As a historian, I have to converse and preserve manuscripts, records, and other artifacts. Of course, visiting the places is very important for a historian like me. Well, I want to share one of the most historical places in the Philippines, the Cebu, where the colonization started.
This is the Magellan's Cross, the important symbol of Cebu, planted by Magellan in 1521 when he baptized the first Christian Filipinos, Raja Humabon and Queen Juana, into the Catholic faith. So the first settlement of Spaniards was on the island of Cebu. The Spanish reached the archipelago through the expedition around the world led by Portuguese and Spanish explorer Ferdinand Magellan. Claiming the island seesaw for the Spanish Empire, he established friendly relations with some of the local rulers and converted them into Roman Catholicism. The Spanish started to explore many islands. However, the explorer Ferdinand Magellan was defeated and killed during the battle at Mactan against the local ruler Lapu-Lapu. Over the next several decades, other Spanish expeditions were dispatched to the islands in 1543. An expedition was led to the islands naming the Philippines in honor of King Philip II of Spain. The colony introduced Christianity and was directly governed by Spain for over 300 years. During these times, the Filipino became slaves in their own land. Several rebellions against Spaniards arose over time. Many of the Filipinos revolted due to some abuses made by the Spanish authorities. Great heroes dedicated their lives to claim the freedom of the Filipinos, like Andres Bonifacio and Dr. Jose Rizal. Spain sold the entire Philippines to the United States of America for $20 million. With the signing of the Treaty of Paris on December 10, 1898, Spanish ceded the Philippines to the U.S. Their settlement in the Philippines started and lasted 48 years. The American military force began to establish schools. In June 12, 1898, when First President Emilio Aguinaldo finally waved the Philippine flag in Kawit, Cavite to signify the turnover by the Americans to the Filipinos. However, Philippines continued to be in the hands of the Americans. Several missions were taken to gain independence, the most notable of which was the Osrox Mission, led by Sergio Osmeña and Manuel Rojas. This mission pushed for passage of the Tidings-McPurvey Act, which set the conditions for the granting of our freedom. In 1935, the U.S. designated the Philippines as a Commonwealth and established a Philippine government that was meant to transition to full independence. Unfortunately, during World War II, Japan attacked the Philippines and held the country for 3 years. The Japanese established the Second Philippine Republic with Jose P. Laurel as president. In 1942, the Kalibapi was established to aim education and encourage the athletics to improve Filipinos' health. Because of the abuses, Filipino once again revolted. During the war, General Douglas MacArthur organized American troops to fight alongside the Filipinos. Our soldiers that surrendered after the battle in Bataan would find themselves transported to Camp O'Donnell, Capas, Tarlac. The Capas National Shrine was built by the Philippine government as a memorial to Allied soldiers who died during the Bataan Death March. After the end of the war, in 1946, Manuel Rojas transitioned from the President of the Commonwealth of the Philippines to First President of an independent Philippine Republic. Spain, USA, and Japan colonized the Philippines to acquire a share in spice trade, for economic purposes, and of course, for religious expansion. My respect and salute to our great Filipino heroes.
An independent nation has the power to rule and it can make its own laws and decisions. Basically, function on its own without interference from other countries. Having independence is important in order for a country and its people to develop. So we should not take our independence for granted. Instead, we must unite and defend our independence as a nation. My name is Krisha Elaide C. Torres from Grade 6 Dentalship. I am a proud Filipino.